If you're moving to Pittsburgh, there's a really good chance that you're deciding between Shadyside and Squirrel Hill. And I want to stop you for a second because choosing the wrong one can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars and still leave you unhappy with your lifestyle. These two neighborhoods sit right next to each other. They share parks, they're both walkable, and they're both considered some of the best places to live in Pittsburgh. But here's what most relocation guides don't tell you. They attract completely different types of buyers and they work for totally different stages of life. I've helped dozens of people relocate to Pittsburgh and I see this mistake all the time. Someone picks the better neighborhood on paper, only to realize 6 months later that it doesn't actually fit how they live. So in this video, I'm going to break down the real differences between Shadyside and Squirrel Hill. Not just the places, but the lifestyle, the parks, the schools, and who each neighborhood is really for, so you can make the right choice before you ever buy here. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with what I know is on everyone's mind, the numbers. And this is where I need to clear up a really common misconception. A lot of people assume that Shadyside is the more expensive neighborhood because of its reputation as Pittsburgh's upscale shopping district. And while Shadyside certainly has its share of beautiful Victorian homes on streets like Fifth Avenue, sometimes called Millionaire's Row, overall home prices here might actually surprise you. According to Zillow, as of late 2025, the typical home value in Shadyside is around $459,000, and prices have increased by about 1.2% over the past year. Now, going over to Squirrel Hill is where it gets interesting. Squirrel Hill is actually divided into two distinct sections, Squirrel Hill North and Squirrel Hill South, and the price difference between them is significant. According to Zillow, Squirrel Hill North has average home values around $750,000. This is Pittsburgh's truly affluent residential area where you'll find grand historic homes, many designed by notable architects along streets like Woodland Road. Squirrel Hill South, on the other hand, is much more in line with Shadyside. Zillow shows typical home values around $445,000. So if you're budget conscious but want a Squirrel Hill address, South is where most buyers focus their search. Here's something else that's really important to understand. Shadyside spans just under 1 square mile. It's compact and dense, and according to the US Census data, about 72% of residents hold a bachelor's degree or higher, and the median age is about 33. What does that tell you? Shadyside attracts a younger crowd. And here's the key thing. People tend to move in and out of Shadyside more often. It's the kind of neighborhood where you live during grad school while you're in medical residency or during your first job out of college. And then when life changes, when you get married, have kids, or want more space, many people move on. And according to Niche, most residents in Shadyside rent rather than own. The rental population significantly outweighs homeowners. That's not a bad thing at all. It just tells you who this neighborhood is really designed for. Squirrel Hill, by contrast, covers nearly 4 square miles and has a population of about 26,500 people, making it the largest and most populous neighborhood in the city of Pittsburgh. And here's a key difference. Squirrel Hill, especially in the north section, has a much higher rate of owner-occupied homes. You'll find more single-family houses with yards, garages, and the kind of space that families actually need. So here's my translation of all this data. If you're a young professional, a graduate student, or someone who values a compact urban lifestyle with lots of rental options, Shadyside makes a lot of sense. If you're looking to buy a home and put down roots, especially if you have kids or if you are planning to start a family, Squirrel Hill is usually the better long-term fit. And if budget is flexible and you want one of Pittsburgh's most prestigious addresses, Squirrel Hill North is where you'll find those grand estate style homes. Let's take a quick pause. If this is helpful so far, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you're new here, hi. I'm Diane McConaghy with RE/MAX Select Realty. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I put out videos like this every week to help people navigate the Pittsburgh real estate market. So if you want more neighborhood comparison videos in Pittsburgh and the surrounding suburbs, go ahead and subscribe so that you can be notified when I put out a new video. All right, Now let's talk about what it actually feels like to live in each of these neighborhoods, because this is where the real decision making happens. Let's start with Shadyside. Shadyside has this vibrant, almost buzzing energy. According to Walk Score, Shadyside has a walk score of 91, making it one of the most walkable neighborhoods in Pittsburgh. Daily errands don't require a car. You can walk to grocery stores, restaurants, coffee shops, boutiques, bars, and the gym. And people do. On any given Saturday, or actually any day during the week, you'll see joggers, cyclists, and stroller pushers all out on the sidewalks. I often go cycling with friends through this area over the weekends during the summer. The heart of Shadyside is really 3 commercial corridors. Walnut Street is the main shopping drag, with everything from Apple and Lululemon to local standing favorites like Cards Unlimited. And oh my gosh, you have to check that out. Ellsworth Avenue leans more towards restaurants, bars, and galleries with a slightly more eclectic feel. And Highland Avenue rounds things out with additional retail and services. According to the former Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, Walnut Street was once known as the liveliest street in Pittsburgh, filled with jazz clubs and entertainment venues. Today, it's more shopping and dining focused, but it still retains that original energy. Nightlife in Shadyside is active. Places like Mario's, East Side Saloon, Kelly's Bar, and dozens of restaurants keep things lively into the evening. And this is where young professionals grab drinks after work. There's almost always something happening here. Now, let's talk about Squirrel Hill. Squirrel Hill has a completely different feel, and I mean that in the best way possible. It's quieter, more family-oriented, more established. The energy isn't buzzing, it's comfortable. The business district runs along Forbes Avenue and Murray Avenue. Locals even have a term for it. They call it going up street. The restaurant scene here is incredibly diverse. Murray Avenue alone offers Greek, Mexican, Libyan, Japanese, Chinese, Italian, Indian, and Middle Eastern food. And famously, 3 of Pittsburgh's most beloved pizzerias sit within a block of each other: Aiello's, Minio's, and Napoli. Each one has passionate fans who swear theirs is the best. I still haven't decided which pizza I like the best. Walk scores in Squirrel Hill are lower than Shadyside, but still solid. About 74 in the south and 69 in the north. Some areas are very walkable, others are more spread out and may require a car or a bus for certain errands. Now, let's talk about parks and green space. If you love the outdoors, this part really matters. Shadyside has beautiful green spaces. Mellon Park sits right on the edge of the neighborhood with walled gardens, a rose garden, and paved walking paths. And residents also have access to Shenley Park, which offers over 400 acres of trails, sports fields, a golf course, playgrounds, and a pool. One of the coolest things about Pittsburgh is that Shenley Park literally turns into a racetrack once a year. Every summer, it becomes the home of the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, the largest vintage street race in the country. The park's everyday roads are transformed into a 2.33-mile race course, and vintage race cars from all over the world come to compete right here in the city. The event started back in 1983 and has grown into a huge Pittsburgh tradition, drawing tens of thousands of people each year. Even better, it's all for a great cause. Every dollar raised goes back to local charities. It's a perfect mix of history, community, and just a little bit of adrenaline. But when it comes to raw access to nature, Squirrel Hill wins, and it's not even close. Squirrel Hill is nestled between 2 of Pittsburgh's best parks, Shenley Park to the west and Frick Park to the east. Frick Park is Pittsburgh's largest park at 644 acres. It's not a manicured city park, it's a true urban wilderness with miles of hiking and biking trails, creeks, woodland paths, and over 200 bird species documented during migration seasons. Frick Park is also home to Blue Slide Park, made famous by Pittsburgh native Mac Miller. For many fans, it's almost sacred ground, and it's also just a fantastic playground for kids. The Frick Environmental Center hosts educational programs and community events, and many families in Squirrel Hill can literally walk to Frick Park from their homes. That kind of daily access to nature is hard to replicate in an urban setting. Now, Shadyside residents can absolutely drive to Frick Park. It's close, but there's a difference between driving to nature and stepping out your door and being on a trail in 5 minutes. That proximity is one of Squirrel Hill's biggest lifestyle advantages. All right, let's talk about schools. Both Shadyside and Squirrel Hill are served by Pittsburgh Public Schools. The main neighborhood K through 8 school is Pittsburgh Colfax, located in the heart of Squirrel Hill. It serves students from Squirrel Hill, Shadyside, Point Breeze, Homewood, and surrounding areas. Colfax offers gifted programs, English language learning support, extracurricular activities, and access to a swimming pool for upper elementary and middle school students. For high school, students typically attend Taylor Alderdice High School. According to Niche, Alderdice earns an A overall rating and ranks among the top public high schools in Pittsburgh area. It offers AP courses, college-level programs, and has a long list of notable alumni. Squirrel Hill also offers a wide range of private and parochial schools, particularly due to its strong Jewish community. These include Community Day School, Hillel Academy, Yeshiva Schools of Pittsburgh, and St. Edmund's Academy. Both neighborhoods benefit from proximity to Carnegie Mellon, the University of Pittsburgh, and Chatham University, which sits right between them, adding to the academic influence on both sides. Over the past several years, I've assisted 6 families from out of state with relocating their children to Shadyside, purchasing low-maintenance condominiums. Allowed the families to avoid ongoing maintenance concerns while their children attended the University of Pittsburgh or Carnegie Mellon University. After graduation, each family retained ownership and transitioned the condominium into a rental property for other students, creating a long-term investment opportunity. So another quick note, if you're seriously considering a move to either of these neighborhoods or anywhere in the Pittsburgh area, I put together a free relocation guide that goes deeper than what we can cover in any single video. It includes neighborhood comparisons, school information, cost of living breakdowns, and insider tips. You can download it using the link in the description. All right, let's bring this home. So which one is right for you? Shadyside is ideal if you're a young professional, graduate student, or medical resident. If you want a compact, walkable, social lifestyle and you're planning to rent, at least for now, Shadyside is a great fit. Squirrel Hill is ideal if you're looking to buy a home and put down roots. If you have kids or are planning to start a family, value access to nature, and want a quieter, more established neighborhood feel, Squirrel Hill is often the better choice. And remember, Squirrel Hill North and South are very different price points. South offers similar pricing to Shadyside. North pushes much higher. Here's the key takeaway. The right neighborhood isn't about which one is objectively better. It's about which one fits your life. If you're deciding between neighborhoods right now, send me a message with where you're moving from and what your timeline is. My contact information is on the screen and in the description below. I'm always happy to help you think through your options. And don't forget to download your free Pittsburgh relocation guide. The link is below. If you found this helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future neighborhood guides and market updates. And if you want to learn more about Squirrel Hill specifically, check out the next video right here.